This is Perspectivas Latinas, a community service of CAN TV. I'm your host, Juan Carlos Hernandez. Many questions remain about immigration reform on a national level, but Illinois has taken a step toward helping people without documents. They can now get a driver's license. Here to talk about the issues and details surrounding this measure or change in the law, we have Lizveth Mendez from the Attorney General's office and Ernesto Martinez from the Office of the Secretary of State. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you.
Let's start off by talking about the history of this change to the law in Illinois. It's been something that's been thought about and worked for, and actually people have protested for it for a while, right?
Well, this driver license nothing to do with the immigration. We're not looking for giving solution for immigration issue. We're looking for the.
That's true. That's true. It's not a solution to immigration, but it does help people without documents.
This is all the team, but that one is good for the community immigration. Right. But they did love looking for safety in the road. This is looking for. We want to know the people behind the wheel have an insurance, taking the test, driver test, road test, and they know the rule about Illinois rule in the when you drive. This is looking for this law.
Okay. But it's been something that's been, a change that's been pushed for some time, right? If I recall correctly, it had a chance around 2007.
2007, 2000, we were waiting for this law for 13 years.
13 years?
Yes. This is have a two intent before, 2000, 2007.
Okay, and what's taken so long? Why 13 years? That's an awful long time, especially for a lot of people to drive without license.
Well, the Secretary of State waiting for the pass the law. The Assembly is that made the law, so we're waiting for it. When he made it, Mr. White, Jesse White, we're ready for implement. So we're waiting for the Assembly approve it.
Right.
Last time they is approved it, we're ready for implement in 10 months.
Okay, my question is, why did you think it took the Assembly so long to approve this law?
Oh, this is when they're asking for the state rep and the senators, That one is very difficult question because I work for Secretary of State.
Okay, so that's basically, once it's approved, you're like, okay, we step in and we take charge.
This is Mr. White say on time. You bring the law, you prove the law, you bring it to my table, you put it on my side, I do it.
Okay, now this change in the law of Illinois has taken place. What do you expect to happen? How many people do you, I know that from what I've read and researched, phone lines have been flooded, and a lot of people I say that they're going online. What's been the response so far?
The law approved for 250,000 people. The Secretary of State expected 500,000 people.
500,000.
With this, they expected.
Okay. Now, Lizveth, you're not part of the Secretary of State. However, you work for the Attorney General. And how does that office come into play during this whole question and this change of the law?
Well, as you can imagine, there's a lot of scams, and there's a lot of people that are trying to take advantage of those opportunities. So we want to make sure that our Illinois residents are aware of some of those potential scams. We want them to know that they do not have to pay any upfront fees. It's just the Secretary of State's office who they should be paying directly to. They are the only ones that can actually issue them a driver's license. So we ask them not to go to a notary public to try to get their license. They also should not have to pay for any kind of processing of their paperwork unless it's directly to the Secretary of State's office. So be aware of upfront fees.
Okay.
Be aware of fees asking to make an appointment. Be aware of universal licenses, which do not exist.
What exactly is if
those
that's
are
something that's being used out there to get money from people, what is a universal license?
Universal license is essentially that you can drive anywhere in any state. So the Illinois driver's license, is for the state of Illinois. So be aware of someone trying to sell you a universal license. That does not exist. Also, individuals need to be aware of other potential scams that involve clearing up of their record. Even if somebody did have a driver's license prior to getting their TVDL, and they were using somebody else's information, there is a penalty, there is a process that you have to go through. There are certain requirements. That information is available directly on the Secretary of State's webpage.
Okay, so even if, let's say I was a person that has been here for some time, I was working, I needed to take my children to school, I was able to get a license using somebody else's name, but now I want to get one of these licenses. You said it's a process, right? What's the first step in that process?
You need to call for the fraud department.
Mm-hmm.
After that, he sends you to the police department for the OS department.
Mm-hmm.
So, and after that, they made their own investigation, and you can have the suspension for 1 year, suspension for the driver license.
Oh, really?
Yes. But this happened with the citizen and the resident, legal resident, because, some people have it, for example,
Mm-hmm.
I married with the citizen,
Right.
so now I get my papers, so I resident legal. But in the past, I have a driver license.
Mm-hmm.
So the resident right now, I need to call for the fraud department and have a 1 year suspension. So this happened for everybody. The student go to the college, so right now, the citizen, he made a fake ID because, he wanted to put it 21.
Right.
So a lot of people, we suspended the driver license for 1 year too. So this rule is for everybody. This is equal for everybody.
And we just want, what we just want to make individuals aware of is that be careful when information comes to you, help comes to you, and trying to charge you for, clearing up the record. The best thing to do is to get the information directly from the Secretary of State's
Yeah,
office.
you can buy the record for $12 in the facility. So you can go to the facility, you can do driver record for $12, and you can give it to any lawyer, in the community. You can get it only for $12. So
Okay.
it's great.
Right, $12 to get your driving record, but then to clear or to expunge that, or was that the correct word, or to take that off your record, the fraud, you have to go through the police.
No, some records, some records say you need to pay the ticket. Some records you have, for example, you have a 3 speeding ticket in 1 year, you have a suspension for 6 months, so you need to pay the reinstatement. So it's all the process. Depend.
It depends
So
on each
But
individual case.
Yeah, but everybody can clear the record before coming to get this driver license.
Okay, and but you also mentioned the word lawyer, so I do have to go through a lawyer as well if I want to clean my record. Is that?
Sometimes you need it, sometimes not. Depend. For example, if you have a DUI, you need a lawyer because you need to spend maybe $8,000 in the first DUI.
First DUI.
Yes.
But if you have multiple DUIs?
Ooh, well, maybe the first DUI is $18, second one is $16, the third is $23,000.
$23,000.
That you need to spend. And the lawyer and the cost for the judge and the ticket.
The court costs, right?
Yes.
Okay. Another question that occurred to me is, okay, let's say I got my license using somebody else's name, but I have a clean driving record. That makes it simple to get
Yes.
TVDL?
Yes, it's in reality simple because the first step you need to clean is the fake ID, and later you clean the other record on this name.
Okay. Now, Lizveth, has the Secretary of State received complaints of dishonest lawyers or people that are doing dishonest work in the Latino community here in Chicago with regarding the TVDL or prior similar measures?
Well, the Attorney General's office does get some complaints. Some of when someone has a concern with an attorney, that actually is not something that falls within the scope of what our office is able to do. We do ask individuals to contact our office because the situation might vary. So they're more than welcome to contact the Attorney General's office, file a consumer complaint form. But regarding attorneys, they're actually disciplined by a different entity.
And so you would just refer that call out. What you do, What is the most common type of, I guess, fraud that that the Attorney General has seen in regards to driver's licenses?
In regards to the scams, we see being asked to pay for some upfront fees.
Upfront fees.
For upfront fees, being asked to be asking to pay to have their to make their appointment, being told that they should, that they can pay to have it expedited, which there's no way to expedite the process. You have to go through the process that the Secretary of State's office has implemented. There's a reason why they're doing things, the way that they are. Is they have a process and they must follow it. So that's probably some of the bigger concerns that we have seen, and we want people to be aware of, not to feel like they have to pay, or being aware of being asked to pay for upfront fees.
Right.
Paying directly to the Secretary of State's office is one of the best ways to go.
It's just the way to go. No middle person there to handle anything.
No compadres, nothing about that. So don't listen to compadre when you say, oh, you can, this is the easy way, the shortcut. No, we don't have the shortcut for this. You need to make the appointment, take your appointment first, and later bring all the documents with requirement. All this requirement we asking for the community. This requirement is okay for you guys. It's okay. They help you to us for all this requirement. So this is the best advice we can give the community. Please come into the Secretary of State. You have a question, go to the website. We have information in Spanish, in English, and in all the 2 languages.
Okay. So how does the process work? I call or I go to the website and make an appointment?
Yep.
And then what happens?
So
right now, I'm sure, because this is a new change in the law, that it's flooded. So I make the call, and what happens?
well, right now we have a pilot program. Okay, we start November 12th, so with the appointment.
Okay.
Now, in December 3rd, yesterday, we have the first person to get a TDVR. So you come into the facility, and you bring all your documents. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. It's very difficult that you say, oh, this is TDVR. We don't have a sign for TDVR, not having nothing in the facility. So you follow all the process for all the people coming. The only difference is that you have an appointment. They said, the appointment not you. Because when you come in, okay, I have an appointment, and the front desk say, okay, let me see, check it out, give it the number to you, and you go to the waiting, in the waiting. And after that, you're waiting for the people call for the accounting. So you show the document, you made the visual test, later you pay the fine, $30, and go to the writing test. For the road test, take the picture, and you sign it. And we give it the receipt to you. They give it all the document back.
You get all the documents back?
Yes.
They don't keep anything?
No, we don't keep anything. We're scanning.
Okay, you scan it.
We're scanning, but we don't keep anything. And you give it all the document back. And you pass, you give it the receipt, say, okay, you pass. Now you're waiting for 2 or 3 weeks, the driver license coming to your home.
So it's about a 2 or 3 week wait?
Yeah.
Okay.
We maybe less, but we don't want the people call the next week say, hey, where my driver license? This way say 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay. You said that the process is pretty much the same for everyone, right?
Yes.
Anybody getting licensed, but these licenses will look different, right?
Yes.
And they do look different because they already exist. The TVDL stands for Temporary Visitors Driver's License.
Driver license, yes.
Excuse me. They exist already, and they're different. I'm sure there are some fears and some questions about that. Let's say I have to drive, I get this license and I'm driving my son or daughter down to college in southern Illinois or wherever, and I get pulled over. I show this license, and how do we ensure that the police will not pick on people with these type of licenses?
In Illinois, because in this, I have the signing for Mr. Jesse White, the Secretary of State. So this is valid in all Illinois. So
right. Yeah, right, it's valid, but
so
that's still, I'm sure there are some racist police officers or some police officers that take it on as part of their work to bring undocumented people in or to look for them.
Well, the Secretary of State give all the information about all the driver license that give it to the person in Illinois, so they know us. This is driver license valid for driver. So in Illinois, don't have a problem with that.
We don't have a problem at all?
Nope, I don't think so.
Okay. Now, another question. What if a person wants to drive outside of the state? Is that?
Well, outside the state, you need you need to check it out for website if the state accept this driver license. But borderline, this driver license we start in 2005. So a lot of 16,000 people have it right now.
16,000.
Yep, right now in Illinois, because the teacher coming to the other country for any university in Illinois, so the family get this driver license because they don't have a social security number.
Right.
So the baseball player, the family for the baseball players too, they have this driver license.
Right.
The owner for the big company, coming to here, the family, they have this driver license. So this driver license, you can say this is for the illegal people because you don't know. Maybe you can study somebody they have a visa but not have a social security number.
Okay, but what if a person does get taken in? I mean, there could be a case where a police officer does say, "Oh, this guy's undocumented. I'm going to take him in."
Well,
What
this can happen with the regular driver license. This happened with me too, because you look my face, you see I know white, I know African American, so
Right.
he say maybe you're illegal. How you get this driver license? So when you have the police resist, it happen with anybody. Anyway, with the document that you have in your hand.
Okay. Another question, and this is a question for both of you, that it occurs to me, and you said a word that I guess makes me think and makes me pause. You said these individuals come to the Secretary of State, they give their documents, and their documents are scanned, passport, whatever other, and we'll talk about those documents that people need to bring in. They're scanned, and now the state government has them. How do we ensure that ICE doesn't get them, Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, or the federal government gets that information?
No.
Because I'm sure that's a fear that this community has to deal with.
Yes, no. This is the information that we collect is only for driver uses only. It is in the facility or on the office. So we don't share this information for any other office in the federal office. It's only for Secretary of State. For whatever, we have a subpoena or something for the people looking for
Like for a court case?
the court case or something like that. And this doesn't matter that this driver license or the regular license or the U citizen or no citizen, we need to give the information to these people for this specific person, not for the whole group.
Okay, because that's
We don't share the information for no government office,
no federal government office.
no federal government office.
Or even states. It just stays within the Secretary of State?
No, because we independent database. We have an
Okay.
independent database.
Okay, so it's,
If we have a law about that.
okay, but that's the I guess with everything that's gone on with the NSA and Snowden and all these revelations of how the federal government could just stretch its hands anywhere and get the information it wants, even if you won't hand it over.
Legal or illegal?
Well, what's not to say in the name of in the name of fighting terrorism?
But
That's just it's a question that occurs to
the
me.
Patriot Act is not valid and is over. Patriot Act is over in 2008. So you need the other law for you force it. We can do nothing about that because this is the federal. For example, the real ID. We don't have a real ID here in Illinois.
Right,
So
right.
we refuse accept the real ID. This is because the other point that we can't share the information with it because we don't have a real ID here in Illinois.
Okay. So another concern, and this is from people, I guess, outside of the primarily Latino community, that this is going to help. People say this is going to lead to voter fraud. Is this true? Will having this driver's license possibly lead to voter fraud?
For vote? No. You can with the driver license you can vote. You can
We can't. The person cannot vote. Cannot use it like to register to vote.
No.
Okay.
No. Actually, when you apply for this driver license, you can we don't ask your registration for vote. You avoid this question. For this specific driver license, we're not asking for that. We don't want to make mistake in the past. The resident permanent, we asking, do you want the registration vote? And they say yes, and later they can become a citizen. So we don't make this mistake anymore.
Okay, so that was something that was occurring, and now it's a practice that has stopped.
Yeah, this is stopped. And this specific this driver license, we don't ask for registration for vote. We don't ask.
Okay, no, that's just because other people out, who are anti-immigrant or there's a lot of, I mean, even though we live in a very, I guess I would call it a very progressive state, there are factions within the state who question, who criticize, and who say, no, this is going to become part of voter fraud.
No, because for eating and with this driver license, we in the requirement, okay, we asking for your name, where you live. So in the regular driver license, you want the registration for both. We asking. In this specific driver license, we don't have this question.
Okay.
So we don't asking, never you asking your registration for both. So how he can come into the registration for the both if we not asking.
Okay. No, thank you for making that clear. Now, the Attorney General, you said that one of the most common types of scams you see is people for asking money up front. What other scams do you think, or have you, well, I don't know, if they haven't reported them to you, you obviously can't talk about them, but what do you think people should watch out for besides the money up front?
Essentially is me painting a very easy picture of being able to work with the residents in order to, reach out to the Secretary of State's office. So what we want is just, go directly to the source. They've set up a system that is, sounds like it's, it's working out well, and they want to be able to help people, get processed to get their temporary driver's license, because it's a road safety issue. So we want individuals to report anything that they hear of or might be aware of. Hopefully they don't fall victims of the scams, but do know that they're out there. So they're being asked to, to pay upfront fees. Know that it should, maybe just go directly to the Secretary of State's office.
Okay. What about driving schools? Do they help facilitate this whole process?
No, we're not asking for, for the requirement. You need to go to the driving school. We don't require.
You don't require driving school?
No.
And so any driving school that says, we'll help you with this process, we'll help speed this up.
But it's no, the Secretary of State not giving any support for or no support any school for that. We're not asking for the school, okay, the Secretary of State say you coming to us, but we can help you now. Secretary of State only say, you bring this document, and just say, you need to bring only the...
Yeah, tell us what people need, please.
Yes, you need to bring the passport, consular card or matricula, and expired,
Okay.
It
has to be valid.
Valid.
Okay.
So later you need to prove that you're living here for 1 year. So you can bring the certificate school or bank statement or mortgage rental lease agreement, insurance policy for the owner or for the rent people, medical claim. All these documents you can bring for 1 year, and I need this document for 90 days.
For 90 days.
90 days. Because one is for where you live right now.
Okay.
And the other one is that you live for less 1 year in Illinois.
Okay, to prove that you've been living here.
Yes.
Because I'm sure that there will be a flood of people from surrounding states, Indiana, Michigan, perhaps Wisconsin, people coming in, they maybe have relatives or friends, saying, "Hey, can you let me do something?" That's fraud, right?
I call like that, but this is where we need the help for the community.
Okay.
These people can get this document if the community don't help you to these people get it. So if we need I said is we can say this, please pass the law that we have in here. Not bring the people to Illinois. Do you want to live in Illinois? Welcome. But not bring the people only for the driver license.
Okay.
So we say, why do you not try to do this law, copy the law that we have in here? It's better for you and for Illinois. So this is the advice we can do with the people. I think the community understand that he'll help you, the other people that get this document illegal. So we not help you with that all.
Okay. Now, we're running out of time here, but even though, Lizveth, you said, and you've emphasized, Ernesto, that people should go directly to the Secretary of State, and if they have a complaint or see some type of what they might suspect as fraud, that they should contact the Attorney General's office. What are some organizations that are helping to inform people, that are maybe taking them through the process that they have to go through? Certainly the Secretary of State is going to be flooded. Are there some organizations that maybe they should contact, or that are you holding workshops out in the community?
We have a workshop in the community, and the state rep, Lisa Hernandez, and she help you a lot with a lot of workshop, and the community center for the state of Illinois. That they help you a lot too.
Okay.
Welcome Center.
The welcome Immigrant
center.
Welcome Centers.
Yes, the Welcome Center, they help you a lot. And and the Archdiocese of Chicago.
Oh, the Archdiocese of Chicago.
Yes, they help you a lot too. So I have a lot of community center that can help you.
Okay.
They can call to Welcome Center. They can give it to you the information directly, where the community center can help you more closer to your home.
Okay. Have you either of you been to a workshop?
Yes, we've actually done some presentations at different workshops throughout the area.
Where did you attend one, or where did you host one?
Just in different parts throughout the city, and we've been doing them for
the last
couple of
night
months.
is Lisa Hernandez, that's right.
Working with elected officials, letting their constituents know, just essentially helping to explain the process, knowing what issues, concerns to be aware of. So again, I just want to reiterate, our Illinois residents need to be aware of being asked to pay upfront fees, be aware of being sold, someone getting to sell you the universal license, going to the notarios. Just go directly to the Secretary of State's office. They're there to help.
Or at one of these workshops where people will answer your questions but not charge you any money.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Well, thank you both for coming
Thank
out
you.
and sharing this crucial information with the community, and let's hope everybody that can get a license will.
Thank you.
Perspectivas Latinas is a community service of CAN TV. If your nonprofit organization would like to work with CAN TV, call 312-738-1400 and ask for nonprofit services. Tune in to Perspectivas Latinas for local issues and concerns every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. on CAN TV 21. I'm Juan Carlos Hernandez. Thank you for joining us.